Oh my god, no way. Could it... Is it... Killing Floor... Huh? Oh my god, wait, no, yeah. Killing Floor... Oh! Okay,
Who's ready for
oh my god, it's definitely a new Killing Floor, Mr. Frost. That's different. Killing Floor 3! Oh my god, look at the animations! Oh my god, they're sick!
They brought the glowing ammo back. Oh my god.
Hold on. No. Guys, does this look familiar?
Oh my god, look, a puppy.
Sir, I don't think that's a
Here,
dog.
boy, come on.
Oh god.
Come here, boy. Alright. Obviously, at the beginning of the video, it's a little bit of a joke. Alright? But let's just be honest. Killing Floor 3 isn't Killing Floor. I mean, just look at the difference between the first game and the third game's graphics. I unironically thought the new Killing Floor game was the new Doom game when I first saw it. Man, what happened to the grunge, the filth, the almost Silent Hill levels of grime? The first game gave you this feeling of being a soldier, dropped into an unimaginable apocalyptic situation, and I use the word soldier loosely, as almost nobody from your squad is alive at this point. While you run for your life, the streets of London are empty and burning. The only sounds that you can hear are the cries and grunts of what you can only hope are other survivors being killed, as the alternative is much worse. All of these feelings are given to you within the first few minutes of playing the game, and mostly come from how the game looks, and the wonderful sound design that the first game had. And yes, I know the lore is they are clones made in a lab and they were released to run amok on the world, but the designs of the Killing Floor 1 Zeds, like I said, leave a lot of room for the imagination, as the Clots look like they could be normal people who were turned into zombies, and then the Screamers and the Gorefast come in giving off this almost otherworldly design, as they are so much more grotesque, gruesome, and have these metal bits that look like old rusted iron integrated into their anatomy. Then the Scrake and the Fleshpound look almost like Pyramid Head in the way both of them have these machines for limbs, and the Scrake has a little butcher's outfit that makes them look like they'd be the butcher of hell, and the other Zeds were their victims turned comrades, as they all look malnourished, big but decaying in a way, making you wonder, why are they still so strong? Not to mention the crawlers being these jet black humanoid spider creatures, and the stalker being what looks to be a scantily clad punk woman who goes invisible and lashes and screams at you whenever they find you. Feeling like, yes, they could be made in the lab, but they could also have a million other origins. Now, I'm not saying any of this because I don't like the actual lore for the game, where they were all made in a lab and cloned over and over, then set free upon the world. I actually really like killing lore, but my point is the original designs had this air of mystery built into them, and the graphics of the game overall shared that mystery. If you look at any of the maps, you will know what I'm talking about. The designs, however, started to lose this air of mystery with the later games in the series. Starting with Killing Floor 2. Killing Floor 2 started going for a more sci-fi futuristic look, not only for the Zeds, but for a lot of things in the game. In Killing Floor 1, we had the Traitor, who was a cheeky, happy-go-lucky woman who would reinforce areas of the map and sell you guns whenever the hordes died down. In Killing Floor 2, she was replaced by a 3D printer. Yeah. They replaced an interesting character with a vending machine. Let that sink in. Small side note. The characters in Killing Floor 1 were a lot more serious in their designs versus the more comical and at times goofy cosmetics that Killing Floor 2 has. Anyways, gone are the blood red UIs, replaced with a more high-tech VR looking HUD. The grunge and the grime were also replaced by a more modern look for their graphics. Clean and shiny, but with a new blood system that would cover the map after each kill with, you guessed it, blood, making everything red and, in my opinion, bland. The Zeds no longer had this Silent Hill vibe to them. Well, it wasn't entirely gone, at least from the Zeds, but it was almost gone. They started to look more like they were made in a lab, as the big guys got their metaphorical hands on steroids, no longer looking like these malnourished Pyramid Head-esque characters, but instead hulking behemoths who are strong simply because they are strong. And most things started to glow more like a hyped up 13-year-old Fortnite addict's RGB-filled PC. From the graphics to the Zeds to the maps, it started to feel less and less like I was DJ Scully, the guy who fought his way through armies of creatures in an underground rave, just barely making it out by the skin of my teeth, and continuing to fight alongside the other lucky few who survived. Instead, I was DJ Scully, 007, an insanely skilled merc who was sent to destroy the biotech labs and put a stop to this nightmare, while being accompanied by a bunch of brightly colored clowns and a robot. But the robot was pretty cool, so he gets a pass. And from the looks of it, Killing Floor 3 is doubling down on the new design path that Killing Floor 2 went for. The Zeds and the maps no longer have this air of mystery to them, where bone or rusted clunky iron once were, now stands clean, meticulously designed machinery. I mean, look at what they did to my boy. He's actually more machine than he is man at this point. The crawlers are no longer Spider-Man hybrids, but clean, spider-like creatures with no human resemblance left, clearly showing that these were made in a lab. I won't lie, seeing Mr. Foster suit up and walking out of the helicopter in slow motion sure was cool. But it's an entirely different vibe in comparison to the first game. He's not walking out into the streets of London, burning and filled with unimaginable horrors. No, he's walking into another clean military lab to face the parademons from Doom and this big rhino pig shark thing for some reason. Where the first game gave you Silent Hill vibes, Killing Floor 3 gives me Doom vibes. You could put any of these new Zeds in a Doom game, and I would never be able to tell you that they weren't meant to be there. Even the new executions and movement system where you get a little dash look like things from Doom. Now, don't get me wrong. This video isn't me saying Killing Floor 3 is going to be a bad game. In fact, I'm really excited for it and think it's going to be a great game, as I love the round-based horde game. I love round-based horde games, and I love the newer Doom games. So with those two combined, I'm sure I'll probably spend just as much time on this new game as I did in Killing Floor 1. However, I do hear talks about them removing the perk system and making it more like a hero shooter where you have ultimate abilities and you have your like character's cosmetics locked to whichever hero you choose. That's kind of lame. But at the end of the day, I'm making this video to rant about how Killing Floor 2 and 3 just aren't the same vibe as Killing Floor 1. And I miss that vibe. I miss it a lot.
Hey, you made it to the end. The video is done and you made it to the end. Hey, you made it to the end. It's the end of the video song. Hey, we made it to the end. Look at us go, and we're here at the end. The song is done and so is the show. Hit subscribe